helicopter hovers low over the Indian Ocean, blades slicing through tropical mist. Below, an emerald island gleams under the sun, silent and untouched. Then, movement. Figures burst from the trees. Bows rise, arrows fly. The pilot jerks the controls. The chopper jolts upward as a spear slams against the windshield, cracking it, but not breaking through. From above, they see dark shapes on the beach, shouting, defiant, guarding something the modern world was never meant to see. This isn't war, it's a warning. Every aircraft that dares cross this patch of sky faces the same fate. Arrows, hostility, silence, planes, helicopters, even explorers, all driven back, or worse. The world calls it North Sentinel Island. The locals call it home. To everyone else, it's something else entirely. The forbidden island that eats airplanes. But what could make an entire people reject the outside world so violently? And what happens when someone refuses to stay away? Far out in the Bay of Bengal lies a dot of green surrounded by endless blue. North Sentinel Island. From above, it looks peaceful. Palm trees, coral reefs, a paradise untouched. But step closer, and paradise turns into warning. Beneath that canopy lives one of the world's last uncontacted tribes, the Sentinelese. They've lived in total isolation for tens of thousands of years. No cities, no machines, no metal, only the rhythm of waves and the whisper of the forest. When outsiders first arrived in the 1800s, they came with gifts and guns. A British officer kidnapped 6 islanders, hoping to study them. Within days, the elders were dead from disease. The survivors were sent back carrying sickness and memory, a wound that never healed. Every visit after that ended the same way. Arrows against ships, spears against explorers. When Indian helicopters flew over after the 2004 tsunami, looking for survivors, the tribe was waiting, bows raised, firing at the sky. They didn't need help, they didn't want it. To them, every aircraft, every stranger, every camera is not progress, it's invasion. So India drew an invisible circle around the island. 5 nautical miles of silence, no boats, no planes, no contact. Inside that circle, time stands still. Outside it, the world keeps asking the same question. Why does this island fight so hard to be left alone? Sound of rotor blades. The wind screams. December 2004. The Indian Ocean shakes the world. A 9.1 earthquake triggers one of the deadliest tsunamis in history. Entire coastlines vanish. Villages swept clean. Thousands gone. And somewhere beyond the chaos, North Sentinel Island, rescue helicopters rise from Port Blair, cutting through smoke and sea spray. Their mission, check if anyone survived. From the air, the island looks wounded. Trees flattened, beaches erased. But then, something moves below. Figures, dark, small, fast. They rush out from the forest, forming a line. Bows lifted, spears glinting in the sunlight. The pilot tilts the aircraft lower, hoping to wave, to signal peace. But before the gesture can reach them, phack! An arrow slices the air, piercing the helicopter's belly. Another slams against the glass. The pilot jerks upward, heart racing. The crew shouts over the noise. The islanders don't run. They stand their ground, fierce, unshaken. The helicopter banks hard and flees, chased not by missiles or bullets, but by the rage of a people who have learned that contact means death. That day, India understood. The Sentinelese weren't missing. They weren't helpless. They were alive, and they wanted to stay that way. After that day, the Indian government drew a line on the map, a circle of silence 5 nautical miles wide. Inside it, time would remain untouched. Outside, the modern world could only watch. The law was simple: no contact, no fishermen, no tourists, no curious travelers. Anyone who tried risked not only prosecution, but death. And yet, the temptation never stopped. From satellites, the island glows emerald against turquoise water, a living time capsule, an untouched civilization. For scientists, it's a window into prehistory. For adventurers, it's the final forbidden place on Earth. But isolation has its own gravity. It pulls in the curious and swallows them whole. In 2006, 2 fishermen drifted too close while they slipped, their boat carried silently by the tide. By morning, they were surrounded. Arrows flew. Their bodies lay on the shore, half buried in sand, their boat still rocking gently in the surf. The Indian Coast Guard sent helicopters to recover them, but each time they descended, the air filled with arrows, sharp reminders that the living are not welcome here. Even now, decades later, their wrecked boat remains, a skeletal monument on the beach, a warning written in salt and silence. Do not enter, do not return. November 2018. A small fishing boat drifts through dark, restless water. In the back sits John Allen Show, a 26-year-old missionary from the United States. In his journal, he writes, "Lord, is this island Satan's last stronghold? He knows the law, he knows the danger, but he believes he's been chosen to bring light to a people untouched by it. At dawn, the island rises before him, wrapped in mist. He paddles a kayak to shore, clutching a waterproof Bible. He shouts words they can't understand, a smile forced through fear. The Sentinelese emerge from the trees, silent, tense, eyes locked on him. He offers gifts, scissors, fish, a football. Then, an arrow whistles. It strikes his Bible. He stumbles back, heart pounding, retreating to the sea. That night, he writes again, "Don't blame them if I die. I think it's worth it to declare Jesus to these people." The next morning, he returns. The fishermen wait offshore, watching. They see figures drag something across the sand. They realize what it is, John's body. He was 26. His mission lasted less than 24 hours. The world called it madness. Others called it faith. But the islanders, they didn't call it anything. To them, it was just another defense. Another storm survived. From space, North Sentinel Island is a smear of green floating in endless blue. No roads, no lights, only jungle, silence, and the memory of arrows. Every few years, a drone passes overhead. A camera zooms in, searching for faces, and always finds the same image. Tiny figures moving through trees, unaware, or perhaps unconcerned, that an entire world watches them from above. They are us, before cities, before nations, before noise. They have no currency, no clocks, no words for internet or future. And maybe that's why they fight so fiercely to stay alone, because they've seen what contact brings. Disease, hunger, erasure. In their eyes, every ship is a ghost from another world. Every helicopter, a reminder of what happens when curiosity crosses the line. The world calls them primitive, but maybe it's the rest of us who forgot something. How to live without needing more. How to protect what's sacred by never touching it. The Forbidden Island doesn't eat airplanes. It consumes arrogance. It swallows the idea that everything must be explored, understood, owned. And so, North Sentinel remains, a green heartbeat in a sea of silence. A reminder that some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. But before you leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. There are more mysteries waiting to be uncovered. And if you think this one was unbelievable, tap the video on your screen to uncover what really happened to Flight MH370, the mystery that still haunts the skies.